In the great book of Numbers, hidden in the folds of time and the language of the soul, there exists a path so rare and so luminous that only a few are called to walk it. This is the path of the Master Builder, the life path number 22. To speak of it is to speak of dreams made flesh, of visions anchored into stone, of spirit shaping matter. Those born to this number stand at the crossroads between the infinite and the finite, the divine blueprint and the human hand. They are asked to carry both the weight of heaven and the responsibility of earth, bridging what others only imagine into what can be lived, touched, and seen. Theirs is a life of sacred architecture, not only in the raising of towers and empires, but in the construction of legacies, systems, and ideas that endure long beyond their years. When one looks at the number 22, its very shape whispers of balance and duality. Two twos standing side by side, mirroring each other, like pillars at the entrance of a temple. Each two speaks of cooperation, intuition, diplomacy, and sensitivity. But when doubled, the vibration does not simply add, it multiplies. The twos merge into a power so immense that it transcends ordinary calculation. It becomes the architect of destiny, the master of manifestation. While the number 11 is the dreamer and the seer, the 22 takes those dreams and builds the world around them. It is not content with visions alone. It must translate them into reality. Those who walk the path of 22 carry within them the paradox of great potential and heavy burden. To be a master number is never easy, for it calls the soul to rise above comfort and mediocrity. The 22 is not permitted to live a small life, for their destiny demands magnitude. They are often drawn to positions where their influence can ripple far and wide, whether in business, politics, science, spirituality, or humanitarian work. There is an urgency in their energy, a knowing deep within that they were born to do something significant, something that cannot be forgotten. And yet, this greatness is not given freely. It must be earned through discipline, focus, and the often painful process of self-mastery. At the heart of Life Path 22 is the capacity to build bridges. Bridges between people, between nations, between heaven and earth. They carry an instinct for design, whether in the literal sense of architecture and engineering, or in the more subtle sense of organizing, planning, and orchestrating large endeavors. Theirs is the mind that sees the foundation, the structure, the skeleton of things, while also perceiving the invisible forces that must guide them. They combine intuition with practicality, vision with method, spirit with matter. This marriage of opposites is what grants them their extraordinary potential, but it is also what creates their greatest struggles. For the 22 must constantly navigate the tension between their vast spiritual insight and the stubborn reality of the material world. They often feel torn between their inner idealism and the compromises demanded by daily life. Some may shy away from the magnitude of their calling, retreating into the smaller vibration of the number 4, the root sum of 22. In this reduced form, they may live as steady workers, reliable and practical, but without touching the true heights of their destiny. Others may swing too far toward ambition, building empires of stone while neglecting the inner temple of the soul. When this happens, their creations may rise quickly, but they also crumble, for without spiritual alignment, even the strongest towers fall. The strengths of the 22 are formidable. They possess a rare combination of vision and discipline, Unlike the dreamers who cannot anchor their ideas or the pragmatists who cannot see beyond what already exists, the 22 can do both. They see the invisible blueprint and then manifest it with persistence. They are often natural leaders, though not always through charisma alone. Their leadership arises from their ability to create systems that others can depend on, to design frameworks within which communities, organizations, or entire societies can flourish. People trust them, sensing their solidity, their grounded presence. Even when they do not speak loudly, their influence is felt. Yet, the weaknesses of the 22 are as potent as their gifts. The shadow of this path is perfectionism, control, and fear of failure. Because they carry such a high standard within them, they may paralyze themselves, doubting whether they can ever truly achieve what they feel destined to. Some may become tyrannical in their pursuit of their goals, demanding too much of themselves and others, losing the softness of the heart in the process. Others may run from their destiny altogether, afraid of the responsibility it entails, choosing instead a safer, quieter life. When they deny their power, they may feel restless, unsatisfied, haunted by the sense that they are not living up to their true potential. Relationships for a Life Path 22 are profound and complex. Because of their deep sense of mission, they need partners who can support their vision and share in their dreams. A superficial connection will rarely satisfy them, for they yearn for depth, for companionship that feels like a partnership in destiny. They are devoted and loyal once committed, but they may struggle with balancing their worldly pursuits with the intimacy of personal life. Some may sacrifice love on the altar of ambition, while others may find that the grounding of a supportive relationship allows them to build even greater things. Their challenge is to remember that even the grandest vision must be balanced with the simple tenderness of human connection. Without love, their accomplishments may feel hollow, like grand palaces with empty halls. Spiritually, the Life Path 22 is on a journey of sacred manifestation. Their soul is here not merely to dream or to transcend, it is here to prove that heaven can be brought to earth. They are living reminders that the divine is not somewhere else, but here, in the world we touch, build, and shape. Their lesson is that spirit and matter are not enemies, but partners. When they align their work with a higher purpose, their creations become channels of divine energy, structures that uplift and inspire generations. But when they chase ambition for its own sake, their work may succeed outwardly, yet leave them inwardly empty.
The evolution of the soul on this path is often marked by stages. In early life, many 22s feel the pressure of potential without the clarity of direction. They may sense that they are meant for something significant, but the path is not yet revealed. This can create restlessness, frustration, or even rebellion. They may struggle with authority, with systems, with the limitations of the world around them. But as they mature, they begin to discover their gift for organization and manifestation. They learn that discipline, rather than confining them, actually sets them free to achieve the greatness within. And when they finally align with their higher calling, their power is unstoppable. They can move mountains, transform societies, change the course of history. Throughout history, many of the great builders, leaders, and visionaries have carried the vibration of 22. Their lives remind us that the impossible can become possible when vision is married to persistence. But not all such lives are easy. Many 22s face immense trials, for the universe tests those who carry great responsibility. They may lose everything, only to rebuild stronger.
They may walk through failure and despair before they find their true strength. In this way, their journey mirrors the archetype of the phoenix, burning in the fire of their own ambition, only to rise renewed, wiser, and more powerful. To walk the life path 22 is to be entrusted with the raw material of creation. It is to stand as an architect before the blank canvas of the world, holding both the blueprint of the heavens and the tools of the earth. It is to know that your life is not only about personal success, but about service, legacy, and the shaping of a world that others can inherit. Theirs is a path of responsibility, but also of incredible reward. For when the 22 embraces their destiny, they find the deep satisfaction of knowing that their work will outlast them, that they have played their part in the great unfolding of human evolution.
Yet even in their greatness, the 22 must learn humility. They must remember that they are not the sole authors of their creations, but vessels through which divine energy flows. When they surrender the need for control and align with the greater will, their work takes on a life of its own, becoming more than they could ever have planned. In this surrender lies their true mastery, not the mastery of domination, but the mastery of co-creation with the universe. For the listener who carries this path, know that your journey is not small, nor was it ever meant to be. You have chosen a road that demands courage, patience, and devotion. You may often feel the weight of the world on your shoulders, but remember that this weight is not a punishment, it is an honor. You are here to build what others only dream of. You are here to give form to the invisible, to turn spirit into matter. And though the task is immense, you are not alone. The universe supports you, the blueprint is within you, and every challenge you face is part of your initiation into greatness.
So walk your path with confidence, with humility, and with faith. Do not shy away from the magnitude of your calling, for it is the reason you chose this life. Build with love, build with vision, build with the knowing that your work is not only for you, but for the generations to come. And when you doubt, when the burden feels too heavy, remember the pillars of the 22, standing strong, holding the weight of heaven's gate. You too are such a pillar. You are the bridge, the architect, the master builder. And as you continue on your journey, may you come to see that the true temple you are building is not only in the world outside, but in the world within. For every stone laid, every foundation built, is also a reflection of the structure of your own soul. And when the outer work and the inner work unite, you will discover the highest truth of the 22, that the kingdom of heaven is not only a dream, but a living reality, waiting to be built, stone by stone, through the hands of those brave enough to take up the tools.
This is the gift and the challenge of the Life Path 22. It is the path of manifestation, of sacred responsibility, of vision made real. It is not an easy path, but it is a noble one. And to those who walk it, the world itself is your canvas, your temple, your masterpiece. Walk it with courage, for you were born to create what others cannot even imagine. Walk it with love, for only love can ensure your creations endure. And walk it with faith, knowing that the blueprint is already within you, waiting to be revealed through the life you live.
And so to the master builder, I say, rise, create, and build the dream. The world awaits the structures of your soul.